A handsome young man just got his girlfriend, but he has to join the army to fight. His family was against it, but the young man still came to the military camp. Unexpectedly, he was assigned to a strange team. There is an old man who was born out of a row. There is a bold non-swordsman. There is also a pervert who likes naked bodies. There are thousands of weirdos. All of them are talents. The officer suddenly arrived, but one person looked strange. It turned out to be a knife stuck in his foot. The officer pulled out the knife from his foot directly. He also ordered him to join the training. It is not allowed for perverts to wear naked clothes. This is weird enough, but our male master Doss is even weirder. When studying design subjects, other people all took a gun. Only Doss did not want to take a gun. The reason is that he is a former Christian. There was a father who was almost shot to death by a gun for protecting his mother. From then on, he swore never to touch a gun again. But don't you take a gun when you go to war? Do you want to use love to drive away the enemy? This reason is obviously out of place here, so he was brought to the superior. But I can't convince him. The superior did not want to fire him, but after the psychological doctor's diagnosis, he did not have any problems. This move does not work. He ordered his subordinates to torture Doss, let him clean the toilet, insult him, turn over his bed first, forced him to leave. He did not compromise. Because he caused the whole team to be punished. He was scolded by his comrades. He was beaten by his comrades when he slept at night. The comrades who usually bully him can't stand it. Asked him why he didn't leave. The next day, the instructor saw a large amount of blood on Doss's bed. He was also badly injured. The instructor couldn't bear to persuade him to go home. This is not suitable for him, and asked who hit him. Doss said he did it himself. His spirit was also deeply subdued by the instructor. Soon the holiday is coming. Doss has already set a wedding date with his girlfriend. Everyone else is on holiday. Only Doss did not complete the shooting training. Not approved. Doss has no excuse. Also locked up. Doss is very angry. He just doesn't want to take a gun. How did you become a criminal? Is it wrong to stick to your faith? Next, Doss faces a greater difficulty. The instructor wants to send him to the military court and put him in prison. Faced with the instructor's accusation, Doss has no reason to refute. Just before the military coup, Doss's father ignored others to stop him from going to court. He was wearing a military uniform. He wanted to give the officer a letter, but the officer thought he was not a soldier. Want to kick him out. The father handed over the letter, watching his son leave slowly. He didn't say a word more. In his son's heart, he has always been an unworthy father because of the death of a comrade. He has been drinking for a long time, even married a wife and children. But when he learned that his son was sent to the military court, he still put on the military uniform, pulled down his old face, asked the commander to help his son. In the letter, he gave Doss the right not to use weapons and gave him a chance to become a soldier. In this way, Doss successfully became a soldier. Soon their troops received the order: go to Japan to attack the Hacksaw Ridge. The battlefield was shrouded in fog. They couldn't see the enemy and slowly pushed forward. The ground was full of broken limbs, and suddenly a corpse sat up on the ground, scared the recruits to scream. At one point, the gunshot rang, and the blood was all over the place. The sound of the soldiers calling for the medical team was even more magnetic. Doss kept shaking in the heat of the gunfire. He saw a comrade. His legs were broken. He pointed at the comrade's blood. Another medical soldier said to shoot a horse and run away. He couldn't survive, but Doss didn't want to give up. He carried him to the edge of the cliff and asked his comrade to save him. Then Doss just returned to the battlefield. He saw a Japanese soldier attacking his teammate. Doss jumped on him. Then his teammate shot the Japanese soldier to death. That's when he saw that Doss was the one who saved him. This recruit was called Smith. When he was in the training camp, he bullied Doss many times. He thought he was weak and timid, and he didn't dare to fight with a gun. Now he realized he was wrong about Doss. "Are you hurt?" "I'm fine." And Doss kept shaking in the heat of the battlefield to save the wounded. The Japanese on the other side were very fierce. Their scabbards couldn't even blow up a rocket. The officer ordered the two of them to blow up the scabbard with explosives. The two of them lurked in the hole and searched forward. One of them was knocked out by the scabbard. The other picked up the explosives and continued to move forward. Finally, he got to the bottom of the scabbard. The soldiers rushed in. The Japanese retreated. They occupied the stronghold. The officer arranged for them to rest in place at night, but Doss was tired and continued to save people. The two of them sat in the scabbard and chatted. They talked about their childhood. The two of them also formed a friendship. However, the sun was just rising. The Japanese formed a death dare team and launched an assault. The Japanese rushed forward like bugs. The American army couldn't stop it at all. The officer ordered to retreat and ordered the Navy to cover the enemy. Everyone was retreating. At this time, Smith was hit by a gun. Doss quickly carried him to the edge of the cliff. But when he got to the edge of the cliff, he was tired. Doss was sad. His comrades were retreating, but he was still there. He didn't know what to do. Suddenly, he heard a wounded man calling for medical troops. At this time, he carried him to the edge of the cliff. He tied him up with a rope and put him down. He set his mind. He wanted to save them. He went up against the fire. Doss was about to hide. He saw a comrade calling for him. He ran over and buried the injured comrade. Then he pressed a corpse on his body. The Japanese soldier walked over and stepped on the head of his teammate. The last Japanese soldier just walked over and turned his head to stab him. Fortunately, he was stabbed. After the Japanese soldier left, Doss quickly ran out of the wounded. This was the fourth wounded he saved. Doss was still looking for the wounded, but this time he was found by the Japanese soldier. Doss was chased into a tunnel by the Japanese soldier. The Japanese soldier threw a grenade into the tunnel. Doss quickly dodged. In order to avoid the Japanese soldier, he hid in the tunnel. Meanwhile, he met an injured Japanese soldier. Doss was treated by the Japanese soldier. The Japanese soldier was blinded. At night, Doss climbed out of the tunnel and continued to look for the wounded. He saved another one. He was so tired that he couldn't get up. He began to pray. "Let me save another one." He saved another one. He said again, "Let me save another one." With such faith, he saved another one. The military camp below had exploded. The soldiers were saying that there was a mysterious person up there. He kept saving people. He hadn't come to the military camp to see this. He was shocked. Didn't there be 32 horses down yesterday? Why are there so many now? When he asked the wounded, everyone said that Doss saved them. At this time, Doss met the instructor and the general of the military camp above. He asked the instructor to hold on. He sent the general down first. When he came back to find the instructor, he was targeted by the enemy sniper. At this time, Doss received the instructor's gun. The sniper was killed. He rolled up a piece of cloth and asked the instructor to sit on it. He ran ahead. The instructor shot from behind. The Japanese soldiers chased and shot down. At the edge of the cliff, he put the instructor down first. Then he tied himself with a rope. By the way, he took a wounded man and jumped down. The instructors below quickly organized fire suppression. The Japanese soldiers retreated. Doss was finally safe. At this moment, the nervous state of mind was finally relaxed. Doss almost fell. His comrades rushed forward to assist him. They sent him to the military camp for treatment. On the way, everyone watched him. They watched this hero save 75 people overnight. Later, the superior came to him and apologized to him. The next day, the superior ordered them to attack Gwangju. Before leaving, everyone looked at Doss. This time, because of Doss, everyone was fearless and brave to fight. They defeated the Japanese soldiers in one fell swoop. Suddenly, they threw out 2 guns. They wanted to die with them. Doss reacted sensitively. He shot one with his hand and kicked another with his foot, but he was blown up. His comrades carried him on a stretcher to treat him, but he was shouting. It turned out to be his sacred sutra. His comrades quickly helped him find it. Doss was sent to Gwangju, but his story was passed on by his comrades. This is a true story. He never fired a gun on the battlefield. He never killed anyone, but he was honored by the President of the United States. He is known as a legend in the history of World War II. Doss died in 2006. He is 82 years old. The moral lesson of this movie is that true strength comes from compassion, not violence. Even in the middle of brutal war, Desmond Doss showed that holding on to kindness, faith, and courage can change lives and save them. The story reminds us that the greatest battles are often fought within ourselves, choosing to do what's right, even when the world expects otherwise.